Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Lilly Loves Tarot. I do appreciate you. Welcome back to the Daily Inspiration Tarot Messages. Please remember that these readings are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. No worries. I have over 300 videos on this channel that please take a look. And I'm sure you will find some messages there. But please check your placements, your sun, your moon, and your rising signs. So the message of today, I pulled some cards here, and I'm going to share them with you. And we're going to discuss it. We're going to get down into it. Okay? So remember, these messages may or may not resonate with you. The energies could be vice versa. But I feel like this is a message for somebody. Okay, so you will know if this is hitting your situation or not. Do not try to make it stick if it is not your situation. All right, the first card we have is the Seven of Swords, the Tower, the Four of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Three of Swords. Clarifications are the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Six of Swords with the Devil. So this is some very heavy energy here. This is not the kind of energy I want to see in a love connection, because with this type of energy, love has nothing to do with it. Some of you have been carrying the weight, all right, in a connection. For a lot of you, that was based on deception and manipulation. There's pain here. There's suffering. You are not with the person that you love. You could have walked away from them. They walked away from you. Both of you hit the exit because the connection was not built on a solid foundation. The Tower hit this connection. In the energies, I am putting a very heavy third-party interference. You may have felt that you were in a one-on-one situation. You may have felt that you were a priority, or you aspired to be a priority. But unfortunately, that is not how it played out. This connection was toxic. For a lot of you, it was abusive. There was constant conflict, mayhem, and chaos. And there was no reciprocity. But somebody here walked away from a cup. The Eight of Cups is a very unique energy because what it tells me is that there were feelings here. There was an offer, right? There was an offer that was made. But in this deck, the person is walking away from the cups. They are completely covered in their clothing. They're not showing any part of their bodies. And it's as if they don't want to be seen. Okay? They don't want to be seen. They are walking away under the guise, under the moon. The moon is shadow energy. It talks about things that are hidden. None of these cups were filled. Excuse me. Promises were made, but the promises were not kept. Blockages. The Two of Swords. Someone was not available. I feel like someone also self-sabotaged the connection. For some of you, there were other people involved. It could have been opinions from people you knew. It could have just been other people who gave their thoughts and ideas, ideologies about you and the person you were connected with. For some of you, it was plain jealousy. There was some kind of competition between you and the person that you love. But it was a battle with the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. For some of you, it was straight abuse. There were arguments about lying and cheating, fidelity. The question is why? How could something that started so beautiful end so badly? You are in separation from this person. You hit the exit. They either bought in the tower or you did. Remember, the energies could be vice versa. But for a lot of you, whether they ghosted you, you ghosted them, the suffering is still here. With the Six of Swords, you walked away. You left a situation that no longer served you. A lot of you did not pay attention to the red flags with the Fool here and the Nine of Cups. For some of you, you were straight delusional. You were trying to make somebody into something they were not. They made the decision to cheat. They took a third party. And it forced your hand. A lot of you could have been dealing with somebody who definitely was a seasoned player. They wanted to keep their options open. So they were juggling you and somebody else. They presented a facade, the Magician. They created the illusion of the Four of Wands, that they wanted a relationship. But they were selfish with the Four of Pentacles. They gave very little. And now with the Five of Swords, you feel stabbed in the back. You feel like you were completely manipulated. You didn't sign up for this. You didn't ask for this. And now you are facing anxiety, the Nine of Swords. This has been a nightmare for a lot of you. It hit you at night. You had to cut this person out and off with the Queen of Swords energy because you got sick and tired of being sick and tired of the lies. For a lot of you, the truth was revealed with the Sun Some of you, I feel, could have been dealing with a Leo, a fire sign. And the truth is that they were never honest. They were never in it to win it. This person fought you all the way. You did not see the fight coming because they presented themselves as the King of Pentacles. They presented themselves as being a provider when you met them and a protector. But they kept you on hold. They kept you on pause with the Seven of Pentacles. Why? Because they were constantly juggling with the Six of Pentacles. They were in and out with the Knight of Swords. The Seven of Swords, consistently lying. For a lot of you, it could have been about what they were doing, where they were. You were hoping and praying that you were going to get the Ten of Cups. For a lot of you, you were hoping and praying that you would get marriage from this person. But they were breadcrumbing and they were future faking. This is definitely somebody that you thought was the one. The Six of Wands. This was somebody who was very attractive. They had a lot of options. But with the Lovers here, in this regard, they had a choice between you and someone else. They sat on the fence when it came to real commitment with the Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles. And you never got the stability that you were promised. Nothing grew. Why? Because it takes two people. The person that you were dealing with showed up as a king, but underneath they were really a knight. And they brought in the Tower. And what does the Tower do? The Tower brings it all down, right? And after the Tower hit, you found out the truth with the Ace of Swords. And the truth is that this person was committed to not being committed. But you love them. You love them, but you still had to walk away with the Eight of Cups. You love them, but you realized that you were just going to continue to suffer with the Five of Pentacles. Because with the Two of Swords, you were not a priority. They treated you as an option, and they were not available. And now you are sitting at the Ten of Swords, which is the betrayal. You had to move on. Okay? But the tens talk about endings. And for a lot of you, you've realized that I got to move on. I got to put one foot in front of the other if I want to regain my independence. And with the Nine of Pentacles, that is what you're doing. You're finding your center here with the Queen of Cups. You are very guarded with the Nine of Wands. Your thoughts tend to creep in and out about this person because you still love them. But you realize that is a love that was never nourished. It was a love that was taken for granted with the Five of Cups. This has left a lot of you confused with the Seven of Cups. But as the old adage states, the sun will come out. You are now here at the world. You are ending a cycle of betrayal, of disappointments, of heartaches. and you were moving into a new dimension. Because with the Chariot, you realized that the person that you were loving was not loving you. And you have taken your power back with the Chariot energy. And you said to yourself, I'm going to go on my way. I'm going to go in the direction that's going to best suit me and give me what I truly deserve, what I need, and what I desire. You are giving yourself closure with justice here. You are no longer waiting around for this person to show up. You're not waiting around for them to apologize. You're moving on. You're moving on to your own healing. And now you were in transition, and you were going inward for your peace. I don't know who this message is for, but I'm going to talk on something for just a few minutes here. And that is fake providers. A lot of you came across someone who was very narcissistic, that was a seasoned player, a seasoned manipulator, a serial cheater, and a pathological liar. And I'm pulling it straight. Fake providers is what I'm going to call them, will always present a mask to keep you on tilt, to keep you fooled, to keep you guessing about who they really are. How it started is not how it ended. And I know this from doing personal readings. I know this from talking to a lot of my clients. And they said, I don't know what happened. The person that I met was not the person that I left. Fake providers need you to disarm your defenses. So they will come in very quickly, love bomb you, idolize you, sweep you off of your feet, tell you what you want to hear, dwarf themselves into what they believe you want to get your trust. And they move very quickly with it. But once they feel that you were hooked, once they feel you have taken the bait, they slowly start to withdraw. The giving stops. The compliments stop. The goodwill actions stop. The investment stops. And what ends up happening is you're sitting there looking at insults. Now, all of a sudden, they are finding everything wrong with you. There's something you're not doing right. They're picking fights. They're disappearing. They're finding excuses to not be available. What happened? How did the energy shift? Why did the energy change? The Magician. It was all a performance. They didn't come to give. They came to take. They wanted your attention. And like many others before you, they robbed you of your joy. They robbed you of your 10 of Cups because they kept the illusion going. The fake provider. You thought you were building with this person. You thought they were going to invest into you. You thought you were the only one. You never believed that you could have been in rotation with many others. You didn't know that all of the people on their Facebook page were exes that they kept on the side. You had no idea that they were living a double life because it was all a performance, you see. The trick and treat. They had you doing the hula hoop. You never knew where you stood. They kept you off balance. They had one foot in and one foot out. They were hot and cold, up and down, in and out, all about. You never really knew how they spent their time. You were starting to figure, where do I stand with this person? Until you realized you didn't stand anywhere because the foundation was never set. And if you look a little bit deeper, you will find out that all of their prior connections started the same and ended the same. But now you've hit the exit. You've moved on. For some of you, you could have wasted months. Some of you, it could have been years. That you realized you were with a seasoned narcissistic player. Who likes to keep a harem, who likes to keep the foolishness going. A lot of you could be saying to yourself, I'm glad I escaped. I'm glad I'm not in it anymore. But the pain is still very raw and it's still there. For some of you, because we are in a retrograde, they are going to come back around. Yes, this person that is representing the King of Wands, the person just could have a lot of fire in their chart. This is somebody you cut out. You're not speaking to them. But this person is coming back around. They're coming back around because they know and they know and they know that you are moving on. And they don't like it. And with the Knight of Wands, they're coming back with the same tricks that they employed the first time to make you believe that they have changed. But they haven't. So whoever this message is for, the player is going to return. The fake provider is going to return. They are still juggling the Six of Pentacles. They still have third-party situations going on. They're still arrogant and full of themselves. They're still withholding. They're still entitled. And they're still non-committal with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. There is no provision here with them. Why? Because they are still indulging with third parties, with the Three of Cups and the Knight of Cups. And now, with the Ace of Swords, you know the truth. So, it will be up to you, my lovelies, whether you want to entertain the fake provider or not. But the fake provider is the fake provider. And they're going to repeat the same cycle with you over again. They have not changed. They're just going to use a different tactic. So it will be up to you if you want to engage and give this person any of your time, if you want to accept any of the fake apologies, that will be up to you. Please use your spirit of discernment and know that love doesn't hurt. Love allows you to sleep peacefully at night. Love is giving. Love is kind. It is nourishing. And love does not withhold. So I want to thank everyone for tuning to this reading. I do appreciate you. Continue living, loving, and learning. And until next time, all of my lovelies, take care.